think that my character is so relieved that he's at least thinking about, when he started thinking about work again, because I know things are going to get better at home. That's just a big part of who he is, and she really wants that for him. I think it's one of the things that I just love about him, and I think she really, really wants that for him. And I think this couple is one of the sweetest things in the show. And, we see them through good times and bad times, and their ups and downs, and, we'll see what happens for Marie when the chase between Walt and Hank comes to a head.
That will be a confrontation that is going to be a big part of the 2 parts or the 2 seasons we have.
Because you're a good cop. He's a good cop. He's a really good cop. So she's going to
not give up.
No.
And they're not going to let that fall. They're not going to rip you off by not having that hand-to-hand, because you got to see those 2 guys at some level. I think they've artfully, so that the show could continue, they've avoided Hank, catching him, obviously, but they want to make it, that's an arc that's the last big arc that's going to have to be dealt with, and we will deal with that during the season. So Vince is not going to shy away from that.
I know you've been doing a lot of panels over the last month as the show's getting ready to come on, and being at Comic-Con with that giant room full of fans. What was it like? What was the experience like for you to just be there and be part of it?
Like when we were behind the curtain, and then we heard, you could tell that it was a lot of people, and Ann and I looked at each other like,
It really was. It was like a rock star level, experience. The thing it is, Comic-Con, you can take our demographic and and intensify it times 100, and that's Comic-Con. That is our young males, and that's what you got a lot.
We've got some ladies
yes, I know,
too.
but I'm just
Thank
saying.
you very much. Thank
But I'm
you.
just saying
Right?
So it's great.
What is it like when people like Michael Slavis, who's a cinematographer, and I think other actors have actually directed some of the episodes. What's it like when those peers that you're working with on a certain level step up and direct you?
Yeah, well, Brian's the only one who's directing.
Right, it's really actor.
Yeah, and he already feels like he's the director anyway, just in a good sense. He's like the dad of the show. Right?
He's in it so much, and he's also just so invested. And now he's a producer, so I feel it's also
But he's always like the guy that I don't know. He's like if you have issues, he's the guy that kind of solves them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether he's a director or not. So him as a director seemed fully natural.
Yeah.
We had a director, and he was kind of used to doing more regular TV. And I remember it was maybe the second season, and there was a scene where I had a bunch of photos, and I was all excited about showing that I figured out what this RB was, and then he kind of shoots me down, and there's this moment where he has to get in silence, and in shame, not shame, but he has to gather all this stuff. And the guy was like, and he was used to doing regular TV, and he was like, okay, cut. And he's like, nah, man, I want to let that moment play out, because that's what they do. That's what we do on Breaking Bad. And sure enough, we're not afraid of the silences. And most shows are.
With everything that she's going through, and these two, even when I almost got her arrested, they still are there for one another and trust one another. So for Marie, this season is really about what can I do for him, what can I do for my sister, and Walt, and everyone else in the family. And usually she's just the most self-centered person, but, everyone else has bigger stuff going on. So we see her think about other people. So she just, really wants to be there for Skylar and, listen, whatever Skylar's willing to tell her, listen. And it's a great season for the two of them.
Do you think that she is so attentive to everyone else because she doesn't want to think about herself so much? Is that how you perceive
she's better behaved when she's thinking about everyone else, as long as she can pull that off and not, self-coerce. But, I love that this character is not an easy character, and she's difficult, and that's a real family. Everybody's not great, everybody's not wonderful all the time. You don't want to be with them, but she's not one note. It's not like she's just difficult, and I mean, we see really wonderful things from all of these people, and then we see some pretty crap things about them too. So I love that. For Marie, it was more we saw her unpleasant stuff up front, and then we see more redeeming qualities as the seasons go on, which I like.
Thank you.